All right. So I'm going to hand this off to you, my good sir.
All right. Let's see here.
Now you have to find your slideshow.
And then we want to do that. And then what we can do is we can do.
Sure.
That is not what I want to do. Windows key P, right? And then we can
Duplicate.
send, and then if that did anything, and then I can. All right. Thank you, everyone who was able to attend in person, and thank you all to those as well who are able to come via Zoom. This is the first meeting for Delta Alpha Pi for September 1st of the first meeting of 2023 fall semester. I want to thank you, all of you, for being here, and I just wanted to welcome you. A very formal and warm welcome to all of you who came. And I look forward to all of you meeting us here at the all the officers and all the advisors, because we've worked really hard in the past couple months, and we're excited to share everything that we have in store with you guys. So we're going to do, this is our agenda for today. So first we're going to get to know everyone, all the officers, and we're going to do a little bit of an icebreaker, just the people in, it's better. We're going to do a little bit of an icebreaker, and then we'll talk about what we are, what DAPI is. And then we have a guest speaker who is on her way. And then we'll discuss some of our future, some things we hopefully have planned for the future, and what's possibly next for us. And then we have a small, short little survey for everyone to fill out at the end. So really quickly, we're going to do a little icebreaker from all of our officers. So these are all of our officers currently that we have. And we're going to do a little icebreaker. Everyone's going to share some details about themselves. So they're going to share their name, their role in the society, their major, and a fun fact / interesting fact, or anything you would like really people to know. So I'll go ahead. I'll start first. My name is Ryan Brenner. I'm the president here at DAPI, and my role is president. And my major is biology. I'm a 4th year going into a 5th year. Let's admit that person at CSUCI. And a fun fact about myself is I live on campus with my cat. His name is Habibi, and it's Arabic for my love. And I will go ahead and hand the torch to Sarah.
Hello, good afternoon, you guys. My name is Sarah Isodia. I'm a role as a vice president, and my major is liberal studies with a minor with political science. A little bit about me is I am blind and deaf with a cochlear implant on the left. And some fun fact about me is that I love to dance, I love to knit, and my favorite color is pink.
I'll have to talk into the phone.
Oh,
Yeah.
hi. My name's Aiden Wood. I am a senior in at CI, and I am the social media director. And one of my favorite things to do is go hiking at like the different parks around here and stuff. I really like being in nature. And yeah, that's a little bit about me. I'll hand you off to our treasurer.
Hey everybody, my name is Caleb Loera. I'm a history major with a minor in Chicano studies. This is currently my fourth. I'm in my fourth year, and a little fun fact about me is that I like to go travel to different places when I have free time, and I also like to go on walks.
My name is Jody Kautz. I'm the DAS counselor and DAPI advisor. I have one more officer coming, but they were trying to help with technical difficulties. So our secretary will introduce herself later, but I would love to introduce my faculty liaison.
Good afternoon, everyone. So great to see you. My name is Tina Itkonen. You can call me Dr. Tina. I'm a professor in education and political science and co-advisor with my colleague here, and we're just thrilled to be part of your Leadership Honor Society.
And like one of our advisors, Jody just mentioned, one of our officers is running a little late. She will get to, she's in the middle there, her name is Christelle. She will get to introduce herself a little bit later. But right now, I would like to go ahead and move into just member introductions. Let's get to know a little bit about yourselves. If you guys who are on Zoom, would like to drop in the chat. One, how you guys are feeling about this semester so far, and two, what's something interesting that you'd like to do in your free time? And the people in the crowd are able to participate as well. Just raise your hand if you have anything that you'd like to share. But we'll give some time in the chat here if people give a response. Hopefully people do. I'll share something to start us off. So currently I'm feeling pretty nervous about this semester. I have quite a very, very heavy course load in my biology degree currently, and it's exciting. It's all content that I'm really interested in, but it's going to be a lot, so we'll get through it. But and something I like to do in my free time is I like fitness. I like to go outdoors. I just like to really do things that make me feel better about myself at the end of the day. And we see someone in the chat said that they like to read and play video games. That's awesome. I'm not a big reader myself, but video games are awesome. I know we have a couple of people here that do enjoy those. We're going to wrap things up here with the icebreakers. Thank you to the person who shared in chat. And let's see here. So let's give a little bit of introduction about what DAPI is. So this is an excerpt directly from our website. So it says Delta Alpha Pi is an academic honor society founded to recognize high-achieving students with disabilities who are attending colleges and universities as undergraduate or graduate students. This dynamic organization celebrates and supports academic achievement, leadership, and advocacy for post-secondary students with disabilities. Over 200 institutions have established a chapter to recognize students' academic achievement. So the thing about this, guys, is that it's not just at this school. This is a very large international organization. And so you see there, it's underlined, it's 200 institutions. So we're not the only ones. And I think that's absolutely incredible. And it's honestly mind-blowing to think about. And the thing is while it says students with disabilities, it's not exclusive to any sort of disability. It's physical, mental, medical, any sort of disability that you're. Do we allow self-diagnosed people as well?
No, but DOS, for example, will. DAPI can, but there's supposed to be documentation.
Okay.
So
Okay.
Just like DOS.
Okay, so it's as long as you have documentation for that disability, you're more than welcome to join our family. And like I said, this is directly from the Delta Alpha Pi Honor Society website that we have. Isn't that kind of awesome that we have our own website, which is very exciting to me.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Why is that name? Why Delta Alpha Pi?
So I'm not sure why they chose it, but I know there's a bit of an acronym. I know the D in Delta stands for disability, I think. And then what is?
I'd have to look it up. Accessibility.
Accessibility, maybe.
I just looked it up. It's in the notes in the DAPI folder. I'm sorry.
Okay.
We did it. And then there is like chapters. So I think there's a like hierarchy of what letters are available based on the new chapters, because new universities join all the time. So there's only so many Greek letters. And we are the ETA Zeta.
The ETA, yes. So we're just one of the chapters of this organization. So we're the ETA Zeta chapter, just like she said. So someone else entered the waiting room. Do you want to introduce yourself? I have it. So our secretary is back, and she's going to introduce herself.
So hi everyone, I just came back running from the DOS office, but my name is Cristel Martinez. I am the DAPI secretary, and I am a biology major, and I guess one fun fact about myself is that my favorite holiday is Halloween.
Can I answer the question?
Yeah.
Can you do?
Sure.
The question was, excellent question, what does the Delta Alpha Pi stand for? And it comes from the International Honor Society, so it's not our campus name. And they stand for disability, accessibility, and pride, the Greek letters.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Tina, for answering that question. Okay, what's next? So a little bit more about the society. So we have colors, which you can kind of see spread throughout the presentation here. We have royal blue and gold. And a royal blue stands for our perseverance in justice, and gold stands for the pursuit of excellence. We have a flower for our honor society, which I also think is pretty cool. And it's the sunflower. And the reason why it's the sunflower is the sunflower will turn towards the light. If you know anything about them, they'll follow the sun during the course of the day, which is really interesting. And then we have an animal. So the animal that we have is turtle, and it stands for like slow and steady reaches your goal. And this is directly from our website, which is a very good source if you want to just learn more about anything else, any other questions you had about the society that you wanted to visit on your own time. And like I said, this is a QR code. So if you scan this link right here, it'll take you directly to the website. And we also have a Wikipedia page. It's a little small right now, but it's not updated by us. We're not affiliated with the website, even though we are part of the chapter. We don't have access to edit the website. So if you want to go ahead and scan these or type those links into your browser, you can go ahead and do so. I'll leave it up just for a little bit, just to give people some time to go ahead and do that if they choose to. Maybe you can bookmark this page or go home and show mom, like, whoa, look at mom, this is what I'm a part of. That's what I did when I found the news that I was admitted. Okay, so we have a guest speaker who's going to talk a little bit about career development for people with disabilities. Okay.
Email. Has anyone in the room heard of the workforce recruitment program? That's your mic, darling.
Oh, thank you.
Nope. Okay, good. I'm going to share a lot of information about this really great resource with you today. And I appreciate you having me. I think that after my presentation, you'll have information and hopefully be excited about this resource that will get you really set up for employment after graduation. We actually had our first person register yesterday, and I got a notification, and I was doing a happy dance for it. So if I can get you guys interested and registered too, I'll be even more excited. It's okay. It's a little slow.
This is
All right, we could just use that. That's totally fine.
And then we have to screen share.
yeah, we do. Get rid of the email.
How many members are there?
Currently, are you asking about DAPI or workforce recruitment program?
There are 63 active members, and there is. I lost it again. Sorry. I'm trying to go back to the thing. I turned off the email. Thank you. And I'm trying to get her slide. That
This one?
one. No. I think when I closed the email, it closed the.
63 active members, I think was what she was saying,
Yeah,
David.
63 active members. You have 5 new ones for fall that will be inducted next April. Sorry.
Yeah.
This is what happens when I do too many things at once. I'm really sorry. 'Cause I think I have to keep the email open in order to access it this way.
That's fine, that works.
Hi.
All right.
Did you bring the microphone?
Oh, wow. Maybe download it, maybe that might be the way to get it, and then close the email. We're using my phone right now. Sorry.
Read really quickly.
Sounds good.
And then, does this work? Does this work? We're just gonna
That's
scroll.
totally fine, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Let's just go with that. We're flexible.
And if you want to tell people that we may switch to a mic instead of a phone.
All righty. Whoever is on the phone line, we have a microphone that just arrived and they are going to work to set it up. But I'll go ahead and continue with my presentation with the phone for now. All right, you ready? WRP time. Okay, the Workforce Recruitment Program is something that isn't just based solely at Cal State Channel Islands. We actually partner with them. It's a federal government program, but they are very supportive of students who are receiving their degrees and about to graduate. The WRP recruits college students, graduate students, and recent graduates with disabilities for a resume talent database that federal and select private sector managers use to hire for internships or permanent jobs. I know that's a pretty lengthy definition, but just to summarize, what our program will do to prepare you for it is you meet with myself, who's our Channel Islands coordinator, and we get you registered on the website. Through there, we work with our career team on campus to develop your resume. And once the resume is finalized, recruiters come in to approve them. It's a competitive process. All right, it's pretty involved. So that's why it's really important for you to work with the resources that you have here, including myself and the career team, because once you are approved, your resume gets uploaded into the database. And from the point that you graduate moving forward, these agencies have access to your resumes and they will come and recruit you and call you for really great jobs. Yeah, of course. David has a question. How you update your resume?
Yeah.
You can do it directly within the website. And I will show you once we go through the presentation, and then I can set up one-on-one meetings with you or even workshops to show you what it looks like. It kind of reminds me of the DOS profile that you would go in and all the information's listed. You could upload documents, take them down, re-upload, things like that. But I suggest really partnering with the Career Center because they're already aware of this too. They know what WRP is, and they're waiting for me to refer students once they've registered over to them so that they can help you with the resume. All righty? You're welcome. All right, goals of the program. I realize it's a little cut off there, but we're going to go with it. So the goals of the program are, of course, to bring students with disabilities into the employment process, help college career centers and disability services office connect with their students with disabilities around employment, function as a pipeline to bring new talent into the federal government and fill mission critical jobs, and break down attitudinal barriers in the workplace. Does anybody have work experience at this point in time? Awesome. Okay, great. Have you started thinking about the kind of professions that you would like to get in after graduation too? Okay, cool. So we're already a really driven group. I love it. This really just is an additional resource too. So if you decide that what the job offers in WRP are about and you're not interested in it, after all, that's totally okay. It's not a requirement that you would accept any of these jobs that might be offered to you, but it really is a good experience to help prepare you for your employment post-graduation, okay? So important WRP dates. Registration opened August 21st, so that's posted on our DOS website, but it doesn't close until October 12th. So what I've been doing is the students that have expressed interest is I've outreached, I've called and sent emails with the registration, and then starting next week, I'll be setting up your choice, a one-on-one appointment or a workshop that you can attend for me to go over the registration. There are individuals that have just preferred to do it independently and they've applied online and they're registered. And then I contact them to set them up with Career Center to go over your resumes, and they actually do like mock interviews with you to practice that experience, which is really great. But if you do need support with registering on the website, I'm more than happy to do that with you. Oh, where is it? Here? Is this the one? Okay. Is that similar to DOR? It's completely separate from DOR, but I mean, as far as offering services post-graduation to students or individuals with disabilities, it is similar. I think this one is tailored directly to federal government positions. So the scope is a little bit smaller as far as those opportunities go, but it's more focused, which I know a lot of people prefer. And then Sarah asked, how early before graduation can we sign up? You actually can sign up until your graduation point or even a little bit after. I think that's on the next slide here too. Recent graduates must have met the requirement while enrolled and have graduated with a degree on or after. After April 1st, 2021, so they're still accepting. It doesn't have to be before you graduate, if that makes sense. I remember they said the date there too, but I couldn't remember. Federal government positions, yes, yes. So if that's something that's of interest to you, Miss Val, our associate director, was sharing a story about how she's had a student recently who ended up receiving a position on a Army base, I believe, where she's working on a military base for sure, and recently had the opportunity to move to Germany. So she's been living there for a bit and she's loving it, yes.
Dr. Tina speaking, could you give examples like that? Like what are the potential opportunities?
Positions that the individuals might. A majority of them end up in military positions, but it doesn't mean that you're actually in the military. Is anybody familiar with military positions that don't have to do with like actually being in the Army? Or yeah. Okay. No, yeah, of course. What was your name? Jacqueline. Jacqueline was sharing that her dad actually works on a military base and he hauls sand, correct? That's it, which is an option. There are several positions that are available, but mostly it's outlined within the military branches too. Does that answer the question okay? Yeah. All right, I'm going to scroll over to Schedule A, which is important to be aware of. I actually learned about this while I was learning about the WRP. Has anybody heard of Schedule A before? Nope. All right. So Schedule A is a hiring mechanism for people with disabilities that allow them to be quickly hired into federal workplace. Candidates are eligible for Schedule A if they have an intellectual disability, psychiatric disability, or severe physical disability. And to be hired, candidates with disabilities must be qualified for the position and provide a Schedule A letter to HR. So when I was learning about this at first, I really wasn't sure. It was a little bit confusing about exactly what that was. It essentially is a letter that is attached to your resume, and it doesn't have to be specific about what kind of disability that somebody has, but it is informing the employer that they can kind of overgo certain requirements in other hiring processes to begin with the hiring process at a quicker pace. To explain this a little bit more, let me go to this one. So I'm going to try and find where this slide was. Sorry, guys. Yeah. Yes. Yes, yeah, definitely. That's a really great question, David. Schedule A can be something that is attached to any job application that you are interested in. And because of the technical difficulties, and this is a PDF now instead of my actual slide deck, I had linked an example of what a scheduled letter A would look like, but it's not going to open up on this one. However, if there's interest expressed in the WRP today, and you would like more information or a one-on-one sessions or workshops, I will send you those examples so that you can have access to them, and then we'll go through it in more detail, if that sounds okay to everyone. We're being flexible today. And I appreciate everyone's questions too. You guys are asking great questions. So, but I did forget to mention who can provide a Schedule A letter. You will need somebody to provide that for you. It's not something that you would write yourself. So it would come from a licensed medical professional, a licensed rehabilitation professional, or any federal or state agency that issues or provides disability benefits. I think I kind of summarized. All right, we're back. Yay, thank you. All right. I'm trying to be mindful of the time frame since we started a little behind too. So if everyone is okay with it, I'll summarize more of what the program is and answer some questions in the meantime. And all of this information, because I know it can be a lot, and if there is interest, I can go over this in detail. I would be happy to do that. Just have more of like a dialogue with everyone today. All right. So basically, yes, this is a program that is working to help you with employment post-graduation. It is a very involved, interactive process too. So if you do express interest, you will receive emails and phone calls with me because I want to support you in getting your resume out there so that we can have the recruiters be really impressed and, you know, have that relationship with you too, because the recruiters are actually provided from the WRP. Our DOS program and the Career Center, we work together to support you, but we partner with the WRP so that everybody together can get your resumes out there, and then you can have more job opportunity. But basically, when you do register, you're just going to the website like I shared, very similarly to the DOS website. I felt like it was, as far as the different components that are involved with it, being able to upload your resume and the information that would be on there. And as soon as that registration goes through, I'm notified and the interactive process begins. I think this is, I'm gonna skip through some slides here too, so I can open for more questions. Okay, so I've been talking about the WRP application. I think it's important for me to share what will go into that as we are meeting whole group. So the application consists of these following items: identification and contact information, the resume, which a Career Center is going to help you develop if you so choose. I do recommend using that resource to help refine your resume. A transcript, it can be official or unofficial. Academic information, including your major, degree, GPA, job and location preferences and interests. So you'll be able to express that in your application. Disability and demographic info. And this is for statistical purposes only, not shown to employers. That's important to know. And then optional cover letter, letter of recommendation, or writing sample. I think with all of the resources that you have at hand, I would suggest that we include those in there, especially if you have the Career Center working with you. I think the more the merrier as far as what you're going to upload to the application. All right, any questions on what to include in the application? Pretty straightforward, right? And if you do have difficulty attaining any of the items on there, you have me and the Career Center as well, and then our counselors too over at DOS. All right. Would you like to hear about what the informational interviews look like right now? Is that okay if I touch on that? Oh, unable.
Do I think I might have sent out your email or something?
So just
I'm wondering if it's on a settings thing.
we're having some technical difficulties again.
Yeah, we're still in Zoom. It's signed out of something else.
Okay, it may have been my CI. Ask them, can someone tell us if they can still see the presentation? I know you can hear us.
For those on Zoom, are you able to see the presentation still?
Yeah, we can still see it.
Okay, perfect. All righty. For those informational interviews that I did share earlier, the WRP recruiter is invited to those as well, which I think is really cool because they're getting a chance to meet you and see your skills and interests in real time rather than just having access to the application. Yes, David? No, this is, I think it's national. Yeah, international. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, great question.
I have a question.
Yes.
Does WRP help you with preparing when you do get hired, how to interface with the HR in your employment?
The process with HR?
For accommodation.
That's a good question, Jody. Jody just asked if the WRP also helps support individuals with the process post-employment, right? When you are given a job and you are hired into this role. That's not something that WRP supports with. It's actually they're there to set you up. The recruiters are there to help transition with the process to get there, but then after the employment takes place, then it would be upon the employer to support that process. Did I answer that okay? Okay. All right. Preparing for your interview. You'll, of course, want to bring your resume because it is a serious commitment and give time to prepare, which I think I've been touching on a bit throughout this presentation, utilizing the resources that we have to get you all set up with that. This is a, oh yeah, oops. Okay. This is something I also want to touch on while we're all together after the interview, what to be prepared for. Your application is going to be published to federal employers from December 2023 to December 2024. So these next few months, I know I sent an email out and provided phone calls August 21st to some of the individuals that were interested in the WRP. And I'm aware that it was the first week of school, and I can see where the emails or my phone calls might get pushed to the side because right now, of course, school is priority. I want you to put your classes first and everything too, but just I want to put it out there too when I am reaching out in this time frame. It is important if this is of interest to you at this point in time and you would like your resume published within the December 2023 and December 2024 time frame, to utilize the resources now because it does close October 12th. So that's the time frame that we have from this moment till October 12th to get your resume and everything published. All right. And David, you asked this question earlier, keep your WRP application and contact info up to date all year so employers can contact you, and that's something you had asked about the resume. That's something you'll be able to do through the WRP website. And Ms. Val always wants me to make sure to express this last point here too. WRP is not a guarantee of employment. And we encourage you to pursue other avenues in addition to WRP. Like I had shared, the resume gets uploaded to this platform to different agencies, but it is at their discretion who they decide to hire and recruit, okay? And then employers, how they'll contact you. Directly through email or phone, and they can also contact candidates as early as January and will continue through June for summer jobs. There's also, they can offer internships as well. That wasn't mentioned within the presentation here. All right. Oh, and this is important too. If you are contacted, get the person's contact information. Ask about the location of the position, the job title, and job duties. And that's something in our workshops and our time together, I will help you create a checklist to remember that because that's going to be important for you to take note of if you are given the job opportunity. I know sometimes it gets really exciting. You're just like, yes, thank you. I'm so excited. But this is really important information for you to have, okay? All right. I kind of skimmed through a lot of it, but we can go into detail in, you know, the workshops or one-on-one time that we would like. And I would love to sit with you to go through the registration process if it is of interest to you. And I hope everything flowed smoothly today. I know that we were off to a little bit of a hectic start, but are there any other questions in the meantime? I know I was answering some while we were going through. We're good? I had one person provide me with their name and email so that I can contact them. Is there anyone else that would like the, oh, Jody has it. Oh, perfect. Cool. There's a list that's getting built. Awesome. And I'll check the chat too to see if there's anyone that would like to receive more information so that I can reach out to you. Next week is going to be when I'm setting up more additional time. Can I see a raise of hands because I'm just curious? Would you prefer a one-on-one session or a separate workshop? One-on-one session? Okay, raise your hand for one-on-one session. Okay, I prefer that too. I just wanted to make sure. I wasn't sure if that was the best option. Yes, Sarah, absolutely you can. Sarah's asking if she can get added too. Awesome, I'm excited.
Yeah. All right, if we, with the, I think for students to access and review when they want to. So
yes,
Yeah.
I would love that. I would love that, yeah. Thank you. All right, thank you everyone for having me. This is actually my first time being coordinator, so I was really nervous, but you guys were a great audience. Thank you. Okay, who's next? Sarah. Sorry, I just wanted to make sure I got Sarah's. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
All right. Thank you, Emily, for that wonderful presentation.
I'm just trying to look up Sarah's last name, sorry. You can keep talking. I just.
Okay. We'll get started here again shortly with the final thoughts of this meeting. A reminder, though, that our meetings in the future will take place on the very first Friday of each month. So make sure to mark your calendars. Same time as today. It's going to be maybe not the same location. We might choose between Zoom or an actual in-person location based on availability and technological availability as well. This venue seems to give us a lot of issues. So I guess in the future we'll have to plan a little bit more accordingly. I can. If you give me one moment. So like I said, it's the first Friday of every month, sorry. So it should be our next meeting, should be correct. That should be the 6th of October. At same time, 1 p.m. We'll discuss in the future whether we're going to hold it in this venue or in other venues or in Zoom. And I think we can get back to our presentation. Oh, wow. We're up and running. All right, awesome. All right. So just a couple of final thoughts here. I wanted to go over really quickly some future possibilities for the Honor Society here. So in the future, we'll have various events around campus that we'll be hosting, as well as guest speakers. Just like Emily here was kind enough to give us a lot of very helpful information for us this afternoon. And another really good idea that one of our I think it was one of our advisors had during one of our meetings was meetups and hangouts. So if there's enough expressed interest in that, we could organize some sort of a time where everyone's free that we can all gather together and just hang out and talk. And if we have the facilities to do so, we can even maybe have some food and some drinks as well. And then there's going to be during some of those events, we're going to probably ask some of you to come ahead and give us some help with setting up some of those events or volunteer opportunities for anything really. And then there's tons of other member opportunities that you have access to as a member. One thing that we are looking at in the future is maybe a possibility for resume building, maybe some sort of collaboration with our career center, if that's something that members express interest in, as well as some scholarship opportunities, which I'm sure all of you are very, very interested in hearing about. And then some other things is fundraising. I'd like to let you guys know how important it is that we really do receive funds in order to do all the fun things and have cool people come and talk and have some cool events. We need funding. I think we are in the works of getting like a donation link set up where you can just donate a set amount of money that you choose. But currently there aren't any member fees. And in order to keep that membership fee non-existent, we need to start either having people donate or participate in some of the fundraising opportunities that you can stay tuned to participate in if you would choose to do so. But if there is some sort of overwhelming interest in submitting a yearly membership fee of, I think, around $20 to $25, $25 to $50, then we can definitely employ that. But instead of having those member fees currently, we've opted to make sure to keep that free for everyone and have fundraisers and donations so that we can have all these fun events and things for people. And just to close out on our meeting here today, I'd like everyone to go ahead and fill out an anonymous survey real quick. If you can go ahead and scan this with your phone on your camera app, I think on iPhone, if you just hover over it, it should link you to something. And I think on Samsung, it's very similar, or Android as well. There is a link here that you can type in if for some reason it is just not working for you. And then we'll go ahead and see the results of what we find here at that survey, and we'll discuss it accordingly. There's just a couple of questions. And I'd like to let you guys know that this poll is completely anonymous. So don't worry about your response being recorded or your names being taken down. You know, if you opt to say no to maybe a membership fee, we're not going to come and hunt you down. We're not going to know who you are. So that's something I'd like to stress. And other than that, I think if there's anything else anyone would like to say.
I want to stress why the membership fee is really important. So everyone who joins DAPI gets the DAPI pin and the regalia for graduation. And so we had a very anonymous donor last semester who donated for that so that people could afford it. But it's not something that comes out of the university. That's why the fundraising is so important, so everyone can have those wonderful things. I know also with the fundraising, maybe not this year, but future years, different societies, if you go to other colleges and look at their DAPI pages, they have the higher fees so they can send people to do presentations or see conferences. So I know on campus, for example, the psychology department, they have like a $200 fee because they specifically get to go to a conference. So as a society, you guys can look at those opportunities. I think everyone here is very open if you guys want to bring up suggestions or ideas for fundraising. Reach out to your officers. They are very available. And I'm going to stress, please say yes to the CI Sync link that Ryan and I will send you. And Aiden.
Can you say what the regalia?
Oh, the pins are $5 and the regalia is $10. So it's $15 a person. Yes. Yes. There was 24 graduated last year, and from my notes, I think we have another 20 graduating this year. So that's pretty standard, but we went prior to this big recruitment year, we had only 19 members, and then it went up to like 85, and then 25 left, or 24 left, and then this new year with the new incoming freshmen and new transfers, already 5 people have applied, but we only do induction once a year. And that's one of the society standards. So there's certain things we have to stay within the realm of the Delta Alpha Pi international guidelines. And so it's the once a year. April. They haven't decided the date yet, but it'll be in April. We had it in this room this year, which was really nice. And we actually had it, I believe, in this room the previous year as well. Because other than the computer, most of the time this is a better AV setup if things are working well, just not today.
And the first time, you can repeat after me.
Oh, or I can bring you the mic. Here's Miss Tina.
So the first time the Honor Society was on our campus was actually during the pandemic. So we did the induction on Zoom. So this is a fairly new Honor Society on our campus. So you're still in the sort of the pioneering cohort on our campus, but internationally it's older. Yeah.
Again, the history is on the website if you guys went to the link Brian provided. But yes, we are only about 3 years old on this campus. We had a bunch of students who really wanted to be a part of this and got it off the ground. Yes. No, we can work with you. We can work with you. So you would just meet with me and we would set that up with you. You just take the oath and we do a little mini session, and we've done that before. Or it depends on when you walk. If you want to, if you graduate in December, but you want to walk in the spring, then you just join the regular group. So we work with you based on your need, and we've had people do it remotely. We've had it in person. We've set up special dates, just depending on what was going on.
All right. Yeah, so it's like Jody said, it's very important that we do receive those donations because, or those fundraising, because that's how you guys get all that cool stuff, the cords and the regalia as well. But other than that, I think we will conclude that here. I'd like to thank everyone who attended via Zoom as well as in person, and I'd like to thank our guest speaker, Emily, as well. That was very kind of her to come, and it was very kind of her to come and speak about that. And I'm sure the people who signed up will be very fulfilled when they're able to publish their resumes. So as we come to a close, our contact information is there. We're going to hang around for just maybe 5 or 10 minutes. If people have any questions, we'll monitor the chat, and if people have any other questions. But I think other than that, if you have no questions or no qualms, you are free to leave at this time. And once again, thank you for everyone that attended.
All right. Yes, me too.
Yes.
They took my name and address or email address so that they could set it up, because I apparently put it into the wrong one. And for the request for the mic, there apparently was 2 different forms, and she said that was the old one that I used. So that's what happened. All right, I'm going to stop recording.